Yo, what's going on, Dragon Ballers? Welcome back to another player interview. This time I'm here with Man Hiem, who had an awesome finish at the EU Invitational. So, Man Hiem, why don't you take it away, introduce yourself, and talk about how you did at the event.
Alright, thanks Joey. So I'm Man Hiem. I'm part of Team TCG Collectibles from the Netherlands. I got top 8 in the Euros Invitational with Mono Blue Kitku. I had a rough start, but I got in top 8 and I lost there, but yeah.
So what was the rough start you're talking about?
So I won the first round. We had 6 rounds of Swiss. Then I had a draw in the second round and lost in the third round. So I started off going 1-1-1, and then I won 3 in a row. But that was rough because every game there was the top 8 on the line.
For sure, yeah. And I think that's really important for people to know, because a lot of times they'll lose like maybe 2 rounds and they'll drop out of the tournament. But even if you lose 2 rounds, you can still make top cut potentially, depending on what top cut is. So good on you for sticking with it. So Man Hiem, why did you decide to play Skilless at this event?
It's very simple. I'm very comfortable with it, and I like the play style with it. So I'm kind of a person that understands in the situation I'm at and play depending on the situation. And I think Kitku is a very good deck to be able to do that.
Awesome. Now, so the one problem with Skilless, if anyone watches this channel regularly, they know that I'm a big Skilless fan, but one of the things that most people, hate about the deck is that sometimes you don't open a 4-star ball or a Kitku. So did that happen to you often or not so often?
It happened at the start. I used to always start with a ball or Kitku in testing, but that doesn't always happen in tournaments. This tournament was alright. I had 2 rounds where I didn't start with a ball or Kitku, but it went okay overall. I run you'll see in the deck later, but I think it's a good amount of balls or Kitku.
Gotcha. So we'll get into the deck list here. So and before we do get into the deck list, actually, so you guys are in a little bit of a different format than Americans, right? So you guys have for this tournament, it was everything before draft box. Is that correct?
That's correct. Reason for that is because of the French and Italian players. We already had the draft box, but they didn't, and that's why we had to stick with another format.
Gotcha. And was there also no set 8 either?
Set 8 was not legal yet.
Okay, so everything before draft box and before set 8. Gotcha. Okay. So getting into the deck list, 2 Champa makes sense. Awakening Talent Pan. So I have always played blue yellow Kitku, and I've always liked that variant a lot. So did you ever mess around with other variants, or was mono blue just always the way to go?
I started out with mono red because I like the red color more, and then I started doing the red and blue variant, and I've also played red and yellow, mainly for Mutaido, but then in the European finals with only English players, I started playing mono blue and I liked it a lot, and then I continued playing it in this invitational event.
Gotcha. So mono blue seemed to work out, and that seems to be the most successful build lately. Even though I think blue yellow is very good. I think all the Kitku builds are pretty good, but I guess mono blue is maybe the strongest because it's been doing the best recently. And then Betrayal of the Masters. So you decided to include this as a 2 of. Now here in America, we have Baby running rampant. Baby is everywhere, but you guys don't have that problem yet. So why did you decide to main deck Betrayal of the Master?
That was because of the European finals. The majority of the players were playing Baby, the red Baby.
Oh, so mono red Baby was still very popular.
Yeah, correct. That's the reason why, because I thought I would expect it a lot, but my first round was against Baby, but after that I didn't encounter any, so
Gotcha.
Mostly charged.
So mostly charged, mostly got sideboarded out, but better to be safe than sorry, right?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so we've got 7 20Ks and 4 30Ks, and then the 1 at all cost Vegeta. So I mean, playing as a 1 of, I know it evens out your Goku and Vegeta count, but was this card ever clutch? Was it ever your main win condition? Like, how did it perform for you?
No, it wasn't. It came out in 1 round. That was it. The 1 round was against Emba. They had a Bojack blocker on it, and I KO'd it with at all cost Vegeta.
Gotcha.
And then off the game.
So not too important, but would you change it to another vanilla Vegeta, or does it not really matter that much?
Well, actually, I think of my European finals, the one with only English players, that variant is more up to date than this one, and I didn't have at all cost Vegeta in there. So yeah, I think I would switch it up for a vanilla one.
Gotcha. And then Gogeta Hero Vibe, of course, Mono Blue Skilless. This is like the main win condition. And you decided to include the God Strike Beerus in the main deck. So why did you decide to include it in the main deck, and how did it perform for you?
Goldstrike Beerus is a very good card in Mono Blue because even though if you're on one energy, you can open another energy with Senzu Bean and then combo for Goldstrike Beerus. And it came in clutch very often. I used it 2 times in the best of 3 against Baby. I used it in my round 2 against Toa to get rid of the Union Absorb of Mira. And also in my top 8, this was the card that could have gotten me through top 8 to get into top 4, but I didn't have the energy for it, sadly. But it's a very important card. I like it a lot.
Very good.
People don't expect it.
Yeah, definitely. They never expect it. It's won me many games as well. So going into the Dragon Ball and 1-drop Goku lineup, you've got 9 ways to get to a Dragon Ball. So in testing, did you ever try more? Did you ever try less? Did you ever try other methods of searching Dragon Balls? Like, why did you decide to play 9 and not more or less?
At first, in my very first Kid Goku build, I went for 4-star balls, and I didn't get it a lot of times, so I didn't like that and upped it to 5. I've tried 6, but I think that's way too much.
Yeah, sometimes like it's a weird thing because you need to see it in the beginning, but if you see too many, it's just too many dead cards in your hand. So
yeah,
I do kind of know what you mean. And then Bonds of Friendship Android 8. So this is one of the main forms of removal in Skilless. What matchups was this like super relevant in to combo away the Kid Goku and then to pop something?
Yeah, it's very important against Baby. I used it against Toa, but in the tournament itself, not too many times.
Gotcha.
I expected more to be more useful. That's why I upped it to 4, because I used to always run 3 of them, but it wasn't too useful this tournament.
Gotcha. So maybe in the future it go down to 3 potentially.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And then going through the rest of the deck, we have 4 Power Bursts, 4 Super Combos, 3 Training Buddy Krillins, and 1 Fu the Dark Banisher, kind of like a secret rare because it's at 1. So what matchups did this really come in clutch?
It was against Janemba, the most clutch matchup. At the fifth turns in two of my rounds against him, I played through the Dark Banisher and went from game. It's very important because it rips a lot of cards out of his hand. Even if I don't finish, I will finish the next turn.
Gotcha. So Fu the Dark Banisher was mainly there for Janemba and sometimes other random matchups?
Yeah, I actually wanted to use it in my top 8 match against Hit, but he didn't give me any space to play it.
Gotcha. And then so going over to the sideboard, we have the extra Awakening Talent Pan. So what matchups did you feel like you needed more Self-Awaken?
It wasn't entirely for to need it more. I just wanted to see it more often against Broly, because yeah, if I see it, then I can awaken very quick, and against the mirror as well. That's
Gotcha.
the reason.
Gotcha. So you can have a little bit extra draw power in those matchups. And then the 1 Mafuba. So looks like a little bit of a random one of, but what made you want to side 1 Mafuba, and what did you bring it in against?
I didn't play it at all. Yeah, I didn't think of any other card I wanted to get into, because I think it's very hard to sideboard with Kitku, because I don't really want to take out any of my mainboard cards. And in the end, I didn't get any chance to use it, so I didn't.
Gotcha. So it's kind of just like the 15th card in a sense?
Yeah, that was the thing I was debating about, and then I just brought it in and didn't use it.
Gotcha. Then we have Vegeta making an entrance. Looks like some Janemba hate alongside Tien returning fire. and then the Haru Haru for the yellow and green hate, and then Dimension Support Trunks. So did you bring this in when you wanted to be like a little bit more aggressive?
Yes, I mostly brought it in the second game and got rid of Gogeta Hero V5 because I didn't get to turn 5 often, and I just wanted to pressure more with Dimension Support.
Gotcha.
I kind of overestimated the Gogeta in this format.
Gotcha. And then going back to Gogeta Hero Vibe, did you ever decide or did you ever test out maining or siding Objection?
No, I haven't actually.
Gotcha.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah, it was something people were doing a few formats ago when they would go second in Blue Kid Coup, they would side Objection, and it would get them to Gogeta one turn faster. So something to think about if you really want to stick Gogeta Hero Revive. But otherwise, I think Dimension Sport aggro is also really strong.
Yeah, I think it's a very good one with the Objection.
Cool. And then we have the one extra Flu Dark Banisher and the Zarbon Emperor's Attendant to untap the Kid Coup and then combo it away for Android 8. So what matchups was that really relevant?
None. I didn't play against any out of mastery, even though I expected it, but yeah, there weren't any, so I didn't get to use it.
Yeah, that is really interesting. I would have also expected like Height of Mastery Victory Strike to be very popular in that format.
Yeah, I thought so as well because it's very dominant. But there was only one. I think there was only one player that ran Shenron Victory Strike, I believe, with the Height of Mastery package.
Wow, that's pretty surprising. Yeah, but overall, that is the deck. So I mean, we've talked about a few changes, but are there any other changes you think you would make to the deck?
Well, of course, the Betrayal of the Master, I will change that for the Remote Serious Bomb. But that was it. I think it's very steady.
Very good. And then in your region, do you guys have Set 8 yet?
Yeah, we already do, but we don't really have events to play it.
Gotcha. So, well, there's just a question then. In Set 8 format, what would you personally be playing? Just curious.
I am looking into Pan.
Playing Pan? What color? Like red, yellow, or what?
No, mono red. I want to add a red and yellow card, which is the Plea. I think it's a very interesting combo to do it with Digging Deep when you play him for 2 energy and then attack, so he will be at 25 base and then awaken and get Plea in. I think it's a very strong turn.
Yeah, that is really cool. And you can play Plea in mono red because all he cares about is having a red card. That's really awesome.
Yeah, there aren't enough cards to get rid of the P. For example, Topo or the Bardock Overrealm card.
Yeah,
so it doesn't matter about the dead cards, I believe.
That's awesome. That's really cool. So Man Hiem, thank you so much for being with us. And any final things you want to say? Any final shout outs you want to throw out there?
Yeah, I want to give a big shout out for TC Collectibles, my team. They tested a lot with me. So it was Diego that also he's in the same team, and we tested a lot together with 2 of our other teammates. Big shout outs to TC Collectibles. He's also a web shop, so I get my cards from him. It's a very good shop that ships worldwide, so definitely recommend it if you are looking for any cards. And thanks to you, Joey, for featuring me on your channel.
My pleasure, man. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.